So I want to thank everyone for coming to our first Invest in New York Child Care Desert Grant RFA 1 annual meeting. I am your co-host, Karina, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts and a few special guests, Jessica Nielsen, Dina Williams, Amy Cuevas, Kay Daly, Chastity Pones, Cassandra Bixler, Nora Yates, Piper, Erin Cassidy, Amanda Hagenzon. Next slide, please. Just a few housekeeping rules. Please note that all lines are muted and questions can be entered into the Q&A box throughout the webinar. Please note all of your questions that are submitted today will be collected, answered, and distributed. This meeting is being recorded and will be available to you after the meeting. I would like to congratulate you all on your success and remind you this was a competitive grant, and out of thousands, a select few of you were awarded. Next slide, please. Just for the agenda, during this meeting, we'll be going over the payment timelines and deliverables and how they affect your quarterly payments. We will also be reviewing a few topics that you attested to when you applied for the grant, including sustainability and business trainings. Next slide, please. Quarterly payment inspection timeframes. Based on the date you were awarded, your scheduled payments and inspections are due 90 days from then and every 90 days moving forward. For example, if you were awarded on September 2nd, 2022, your first payment and inspection would be due on December 2nd, 2022. You can reach out to your CCR&R if you have any questions or if you need help tracking your quarterly deliverable schedule. By now, everyone has either had their first quarterly deliverable inspection or will have one soon. Next slide, please. All right, deliverables. We will be reviewing deliverables, and I would like to reiterate how important they are, and we are going to provide tips to maintain them. We will also include how each deliverable will impact your grant payment. Now I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Amy.
Thanks, Karina. So we'll now take you through a explanation or walkthrough of all quarterly deliverables. Meeting all deliverables is essential to receive full funding for all quarters. So deliverable 1, is your program open and operating? Licensors and regulators will review staff attendance logs alongside staffing plans and work schedules during the inspection. Documentation is requested at the time of the inspection and will be reviewed from 1 week of each month during the quarter. Please remember to be organized and keep detailed records and have them readily available for review. Please remember to have staffing available for the grant awarded capacity regardless of enrollment. Next slide. Again, this is just a reminder, programs are required to keep staff attendance logs and staffing plans along with work schedules. Documentation is requested at the time of the inspection and will be reviewed 1 week of each month during the quarter. Please have all this documentation readily available. And remember, you must have the correct amount of staffing available for the grant awarded capacity regardless of enrollment. Next slide. These next few slides briefly explain the proper staff to child ratio per modality that we expect for your award granted capacity. So for family daycares, the ratio is 1 to 6 for children younger than school aged or 1 to 8 when at least 2 children are school aged. Next slide. For FDCs, the ratio is 1 to 6 for children younger than school aged or 1 to 8 when at least 2 children are school aged. Next slide. SACs, the ratio is 1 to 10 for children through the age of 9 with a max of 20 and 1 to 15 for children from 10 to 12 with a max of 30. Next slide. And DCCs, the ratio is 1 to 3 for children under 6 weeks old with a max of 6, 1 to 4 for children 6 weeks to 18 months old with a max of 8, and so on and so forth per age. If there's any confusion about what your staff to children ratio should be for your awarded capacity, please reach out to your licensor or regulator and they will let you know what your ratio is to stay in compliance with your deliverables. At this time, I'll pass it back to Karina for deliverable 2.
Thank you, Amy. Next slide, please. I will not be going over Deliverable 2. Is the program in good standing? Good standing is a licensed child care program in a payable status that is not the subject of certain enforcement actions by OCFS or the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. The following program statuses are considered not in good standing. Ineligible OCFS enforcement status examples are suspension of license, limitation of license, suspension and proposed revocation of license, denial of application to renew license, and ineligible DOH/MH enforcement status examples are permit revoked, permit suspended, out of business, and expired. Please refer to your regulation guide to remain in good standing. Next slide, please. Deliverables 1 and 2 are mandatory in obtaining quarterly payments. These are non-negotiables. Failure to meet deliverables 1 and 2 will result in the loss of grant funding for the quarter. Next slide, please. Next, I'll be going over Deliverable 3, Quality Stars New York. By now, everyone should be in communication with Quality Stars New York except for the SAC programs. As a reminder, you should be developing a quality improvement plan, also known as a QIP. You should be working with your quality improvement specialist to create a QIP to address the areas for improvement that were identified during the rating process and goal setting. Quality Stars New York will provide OCFS with a list of participating programs quarterly. Your QIP that you developed with your specialist should address professional development. When you work with your specialist, you will have access to high-quality materials, supplies, and equipment to improve the learning environment and individualize professional development and training opportunities on various childhood topics. Please remember to stay in contact with your specialist to meet your benchmarks. They will report to us quarterly on your status. For those of you who have already started with Quality Stars New York, you should have received a packet with benchmark guidelines. For the first quarter, each program should either be in the process of starting their application or in the process of submitting their application, as well as working on setting their Start with Stars goals with their specialists. Everyone's time frame is different, as it reflects the date each provider was individually awarded. Your specialist should have explained all of this to you, and for those of you who were recently awarded, or if you still have a few questions, please communicate with your specialist for more details and further assistance. I'm now going to pass it over to my colleague, Amy.
Thanks. So deliverable 4, staff trainings. As a child daycare provider, your role is to attend trainings and keep accurate records for yourself and all applicable roles at your program. You need to keep accurate records of the trainings you attend, including completion certificates, grade reports, or transcripts as applicable. Upon request from OCFS, you must be able to show proof of compliance with the 30 hours of training needed in a 2-year period covering the required topics. Please remember, trainings are offered in different languages as well. Next slide. All program staff must be compliant with pre-service licensure requirements and ongoing training requirements. Training records will be reviewed for compliance when inspections are conducted. Licensors and regulators will be assessing if sufficient qualified staff are available and properly trained in their assigned role for all eligible slots, again, regardless of enrollment. Please remember, during your quarterly deliverables inspection, your regulator will review them. Once again, please have them all available and up to date. Next slide. We will look at the 10 required training topics areas as listed in your regulator packet that will help you maintain compliance. That can be found on our homepage as well as your CCR&Rs located on our training page. We will provide 2 training forms that can help you keep organized. Next slide. that being the individual training tracking form. And this form will help you maintain records of all your trainings, as well as the next one, the childcare program training form. And just a reminder, both forms will be sent alongside the links and questions to the PowerPoint after this meeting. Next slide. Please remember, failure to meet deliverables 3 or 4 will result in a 25% deduction of grant funding each for that quarter. And I'll now pass it over to Dina for deliverables 5 and 6.
Thank you, Amy. Good afternoon, everyone. So we are going to discuss the potential bonus funding, deliverables 5 and 6. If your program received an enhanced fund, a bonus, to provide a non-traditional hours of care or infant toddler slots, additional questions will automatically be generated into your quarterly inspections. Next slide, please. So let's start with deliverable 5, which is the bonus non-traditional hours. So the regulator will be assessing whether or not your non-traditional hour slots are available as reflected in your grant award. So during your inspections, they'll be reviewing things like your staff work schedules, staff attendance logs, documentation of your fire drills and or shelter-in-place drills, requests for additional shifts of care, and child enrollment documentation for the non-traditional hours if you have children enrolled. So criteria reviewed include your program is open and operating with the required staff ratio to provide the non-traditional hours for the number of slots as stated in your application. At least one of your quarterly inspections will occur during the non-traditional hours stated in your grant application. Next slide, please. So continuing with our discussion of the non-traditional hours bonus, did your program have available a minimum of 15 hours per week of non-traditional care? Regulators will review logs and attendance records, if applicable, to determine if your program met the 15-hour requirement. The non-traditional hours per RFA 1 are defined as hours of care provided between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. on weekends and during the following federal holidays: New Year's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. For New York City, night childcare permitted programs use the hours of 5 p.m. through 8 a.m. and you must operate more than one night per week for more than 30 days in a 12-month period. For SAC programs, did your program have care available during a minimum of 75% of the school and holiday breaks during the quarter? Regulators will review your attendance records, if applicable, and staff logs to determine if your program was open during those time frames. And please note, summer hours are not included in this percentage. Next slide, please. So continuing with deliverable 5, basically the questions that you need to be able to answer are, were you open and operating during the non-traditional hours identified in your grant application? Can you provide documentation from 1 week of each month during the quarter? And remember, that if you must have the correct amount of staffing available for your grant awarded capacity, regardless of enrollment. Next slide, please. So now we'll discuss Deliverable 6, the bonuses for infant and toddler slots. Basically, the items that are assessed during your quarterly reviews are whether or not your enhanced rate slots are filled or available for infants and toddlers, as reflected in your grant award. So infant toddler is defined as a child age birth up to 36 months or birth up to 24 months in New York City. So again, the documentation that will be reviewed include your staff attendance logs, your staffing plan, work schedules, staff qualifications, and child enrollment documentation for infant toddler slots if children are enrolled, or to document the slots you have available. The criteria reviewed include the program's license permitted capacity and staffing for compliance related to your grant-funded positions and slots. For home-based providers receiving an infant toddler bonus, you must commit to filling all awarded bonus slots with infants and toddlers, or hold those slots open for infant and toddler enrollment. Next page, please. Thank you. Failure to meet Deliverable 5 or 6 will result in a loss of your bonus funding for that quarter. Next slide, please. So let's review the 6 different deliverables and the consequences if you're unable to meet them. Deliverable 1 is your program is open and operating. That one is mandatory for the grant. Deliverable 2, your program is in good standing. That's also mandatory for the grant. Deliverable 3, participation in QUALITYstarsNY. There's a 25% reduction if this is not met. Deliverable 4, training in compliance with OCFS regulations and/or Article 47 requirements. There's a 25% reduction if this deliverable is not met. Deliverable 5, the bonus for non-traditional hours. You will not receive funding if you fail to meet this deliverable. Deliverable 6, the infant toddler slots. Again, you will not receive bonus funding if you're not meeting this deliverable. Next slide, please. And I will now hand you over to my colleague, Katie. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. In addition to the quarterly deliverables, we will next review the grant requirements for sustainability plans and business trainings. A large part of a successful business is having a clear vision with goals. A sustainability plan is an excellent tool that can be used by both new and established childcare businesses to identify their goals and plan for the future. Developing a sustainability plan is important for your program to thrive as well as maintain success and longevity after the grant period has ended. Per the RFA guidelines, within the first 6 months of the award, you will need to develop a sustainability plan for after the award ends. You will develop that plan in partnership with your Child Care Resources and Referral, abbreviated CCR&R agency, OCFS, your Regional Economic Development Council, as well as other local and state stakeholders. OCFS has been working with the Early Care and Learning Council, abbreviated ECLC, to develop the sustainability plan templates, which will be available at the end of January 2023. Once available, the templates will be distributed by ECLC. If you need assistance with completing your plan, please work with your CCR&R as well as your regulator. Remember, this plan is to help you sustain your program beyond the duration of the grant. Designing your sustainability plan will help you to define the mission and unique market position of your child care program, institute procedures for ongoing compliance with OCFS regulations, determine the full costs of running your business over the next 5 years, plan for multiple sources of funding as well as income that fully covers costs. Next slide, please. Next, we will take a look at business trainings. As per the eligibility requirements for RFA 1, awardees will certify that their organization will complete business development trainings within the first year of the award. OCFS and your CCR&R will assist with providing resources for available trainings. Business development trainings may charge a fee, which is an allowable expense for this award. Here are some helpful links for you to reference. I will also provide a brief summary for each resource. Childcare Aware of America is a national membership-based nonprofit organization working to advance a high-quality, affordable, and equitable childcare system that supports children's growth, development, and early education. The Aspire Registry Professional Development provides tools and resources to help providers grow professionally. You can keep track of important information and create a portfolio that stores your educational accomplishments, professional development, and experience within the early education field. The Professional Development Program's Early Childhood Education and Training Program prepares educators with the latest information on child development from birth through age 12 and demonstrates how to put this knowledge into practice to create environments and experiences that promote optimal growth. The Early Care and Learning Council YouTube channel contains videos of past trainings ranging from diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as infant-toddler mental health and business training pertaining to childcare. Brightwheel is a platform that connects the daily activities in the classroom with parents. The app offers recorded training webinars that are designed to help you run a successful business and build relationships with families. Brightwheel can be used for multiple functions such as managing administrative tasks, attendance, tuition payment, and student progress. New York State Child Care Resource and Referral Agency's Core Business Training. These courses assist providers in gaining confidence, skill, and practical expertise that will help them upgrade their child care business. Some topics covered include business structure, ongoing financial management, staff recruitment, management, and retention. Small Business Development Center's business training courses. These courses provide business trainings to startups, entrepreneurs, and small business owners across New York State. Training topics include business plan writing, crowdfunding, startup tips, digital marketing, and more. New York Early Learning Hub. Providers can register for a membership, which includes templates for attendance logs, discounts to purchase supplies, guidance on policies, and much more. And now I will turn it back over to Dina. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Katie. So now it's time to discuss the questions that you asked us when you registered for this webinar. We believe most of them have been answered throughout this presentation. New questions that you're submitting today will be gathered and researched, and we will distribute responses at a later date. Next slide, please. So one of the questions we received frequently in the registration process was, how can I use my grant funds? And there are several categories that you can use the funds under. The first one is payroll and personnel. Basically, That means paying your staff, paying payroll taxes, fringe benefits, retirement costs or contributions toward that, paid sick or family leave, professional development, education, and training. Also, you can use the funds toward your recruitment expenses if you're still trying to recruit staff for your program. And retention bonuses are another idea. So some specific examples of how you would use it for, you would use your grant money for payroll and personnel would be employee salaries, raises, sign-on bonuses. Many employers pay those after a certain amount of time after training has been completed or after the employee has completed a certain number of weeks or months of work. You can also use them as support for accessing the COVID-19 vaccine or booster. And we do have a couple of links to information on scholarships and training. This document was provided to you as part of the RFA initially all those months ago. We will also send this information to you again, including those two links. So another category of expenses includes business rent or mortgages. So you can use the funds toward rent or mortgage expenses based on provider cost allocation methodology. Next slide, please. So another area you can use your grant funding is utilities. Heat, electricity, your phone, Wi-Fi, all of that. Please note that if you're a home-based provider, expenses should be based on the cost allocation methodology. Next slide, please. So facility maintenance and improvements. Some of these are also eligible expenses under RFA 1. Please note that funds cannot be used for construction or major renovations, such as structural changes, extensions to increase floor area, or extensive alteration of the facility. So you can use the funds for minor renovations to help create a welcoming environment for children and families, or to comply with safety guidance related to providing developmentally appropriate practices. To make your program inclusive and accessible to children and families with disabilities, or to become an accredited child care program. Some of the examples include signage, new paint for your childcare rooms. If you choose to remove a non-load-bearing wall to create a larger space, building or upgrading your play area, installing railings, ramps, or automatic doors, or replacing carpet with linoleum or another easily cleaned surface. Next slide, please. I will turn you back over to Karina, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dina. So I just want to congratulate you guys again. I just want to remind you this was a competitive grant, and we would like to congratulate you for being the select few who made it. We all know opening a new program is difficult and it takes a lot of dedication, and we appreciate your commitment to serving children and families in the desert communities of New York State. Just a reminder, we will be sending links associated with the topics discussed throughout the presentation, along with the answers to the questions you have submitted today, as well as a copy of the recording. Some of you got your questions answered today, and some of you guys didn't. We will answer those at a later date. And this now concludes our first annual meeting, so thank you again. And I'll leave the line open for about 5 more minutes just for you guys to ask any last-minute questions that we can collect and get back to you. Thank you again, guys. So I will answer Anne's question just quickly. The meeting on the 23rd will be the same as today. You do not need to reattend the meeting on the 23rd. You're very welcome. All right, everyone, just get your last minute questions in, and I will be closing this meeting shortly. I'll answer your question really quickly, Sanjeev. Yes, you'll get a copy of the PowerPoints, links to the topics we discussed today, as well as answers to all of the questions that we collected today. You'll get all of that, okay? All right, I'm going to close out. I just want to remind everyone who still is on the line, a lot of this information is in your RFA and in the welcome packet you get when you were awarded, okay? So thank you again and have a wonderful day. This meeting is now over.